Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Elaine and I've been collecting bags for the last 20 years and I've been reviewing them for the last 10 over at fairlycurated.com, and today I will be doing my very first unboxing on this channel. So I've recorded some other ones before, but one I ended up not keeping and the other one I forgot to turn on the mic. So maybe third time's the charm, but this one I know I will be keeping because I got it from the Real. I kind of rolled the dice on this one, so we'll see. Fingers crossed. I honestly don't trust the Real all that much, and there's no return policy on bags. Doesn't help with that, so we'll see. Everything looked good, so wish me luck. All right, so I'm just putting this like that way. I'm not showing you my address. Maybe. No. Okay. Is that where's that? All right, on the bottom. All right, so this is the bag. So let's see. Oh, okay. Yep, that looks good. So the first thing I look at is this nameplate here. So I have crisp lettering. I kind of skipped a couple steps here. So this is the Hermes toolbox 26 in, I think it's in Swift leather. So, you know, again, this is why I don't trust the Real too much, is that their main title said Swift, but in their description it said Evercolor. I'm not too versed on Swift. I do have a couple Swift items. I would probably do a little comparison then, but I don't think I have any Evercolor. So if this is Evercolor, then it would be my first one. But yes, so I looked mainly at the stitching here when I was looking at the pictures, also at the handles. The toolbox came out in 2010, not really in stores by 2020. So, you know, had maybe a 10-year run. There weren't, you know, there are no Birkin Kelly Constances, so I don't think there's faked as much, even if it was faked. One Reddit post said that their sales associate said that the toolbox probably wasn't faked very much, but you know, you never know. So I got this toolbox 26. As you can see, it is quite worn, and so I got it for a good price. It is also missing the dust bag, obviously, and the shoulder strap. So I will have to be buying a third-party strap, which is fine. I don't mind. It's black, so it's a pretty easy color to match. It is interesting that they decided to wrap the handles on this one. I've never had my handles wrapped. So this also came from the Real, and this, you know, did not come with the handles wrapped. So this is a Birkin 30 and this is a toolbox 26. So as you can see, they're fairly similar in size. The Birkin is slightly longer, but the toolbox should be a bit deeper. Yeah, so you can see that. Just finished unwrapping this since, you know, we have it out. Yeah, so this is how they decided to stuff it, which honestly is not the best use of this thing. Not a fan. I mean, bubble wrap probably would have been better. You can already tell that this is real. The inside is really nice, buttery soft. Yes, the hot stamp here is definitely real, very clean, very crisp. This feels like Milo lambskin on the inside, sort of like what's in the Constance that I have, definitely in the Bolides. It's the same sort of feel. And let me see the hot stamp on here. It looks like a square N. So square D is 2000, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Oh yeah, so 2010. Yeah. So this is actually 2010, so the debut year. I don't know if I already said Jean Paul Gaultier was the creative director at that time. So this came out fall, winter 2010. It did come with its lock, which looks good, a little tarnished, but lettering is crisp, and the key, let's see if the key actually works. Yeah, key's on a leather cord, and let's see if it unlocks it. It's a bummer that it didn't come with a shoulder strap, but I guess that's what made it pretty cheap. Yep, works well. I'll probably keep these together. It looks great. I mean, yes, it's a very worn bag. It's very slouchy. I probably could look into getting an organizer that would help keep it up just a little. My gut instinct is that is not Swift. It feels a little grainier. I would think it's Evercolor, but you know what? Let me go check on that. But first, let's unwrap the handles. All right, so yeah, look at this. I can see why. It was a little tacky, I'm sure. It smells like perfume. Like I said, we'll get to release for this. Super slouchy bag. It does come with a little bit of a stain here that I will probably use some leather conditioner. But honestly, if you like a smushy bag, this is great. It's really fun. I actually think, I wonder if I smush it down like this, could I put it over my shoulder? Oh yeah, it does fit. I mean, it's a little bit bulky because this flap here. But I was inspired to get this bag after I sold my 24, 24, and the 29 size. You can watch my review of it here, why I decided to sell it, why I didn't love it. But, you know, part of it was the flap was so heavy and the opening was so narrow. But this, look at that opening. That opening is way large. You have one large pocket here. You have two smaller pockets here. This bag has been stretched out. Someone's really loved this bag, which I mean, I kind of love, you know. It has a lot of history. It's so smushy. And then yes, it does come with D-rings, and it should come with a shoulder strap, but this one does not. You can have the corners fold in like this, or you can have them come out like that. And I'm pretty sure the 26 size does fit a laptop. A little bit more about the toolbox. So this is the size 26. It is the middle size. It also came in a 20 size and a 33 size. I actually would be interested in getting a 20 as well and doing a comparison. I tend to favor smaller bags, but the 26, because it is a larger bag, does come as a better deal, or usually a little bit cheaper on the secondhand market. And so this is why I got this one. I really like the black with the silver hardware. I actually have a Birkin 35 sort of in the same specs, black with palladium hardware, which is right now at the spa getting, you know, fixed up. And I actually don't love that bag because it is so heavy. And, you know, this was going to be the replacement because not only does the straps kind of fit over my shoulder, but it does come with a D-ring that I could be putting it over my shoulder as well. But I was also inspired to try out the toolbox because the last time I was at the Hermes store, the boutique in San Francisco, picking up the slim arsan, and one of the workers there was a very petite woman, was a little bit older, you know, she had gray hair, but she was a worker there. Like, she went behind the counter to pick up her bag, and her bag was the toolbox. And actually, I thought it was the 20, but now that I look at it, she might have actually been carrying the 26. It was in a kind of a dark gray color. There was no strap. She wasn't using the strap. She was just hand carrying it. But I was like, you know, she just looked so chic. And then here she was using a toolbox. I feel like in some ways, Birkin and the Kelly and the Constance, they're all so oversaturated that there's no character to these bags anymore. They're just sort of, I mean, they are what they are, which is a status symbol. But man, yeah, that woman was so chic. She was so interesting. I wanted to learn more about her. And here she was carrying a toolbox. And so that is why I started looking at toolboxes on the secondhand market, especially after selling my 24 and the 29 size. So here, again, like I said, is the Birkin 30. And so I can go over the measurements real quick. So the 26 is 10.2 inches long, about 7.9 to 9 inches tall. So I think it depends. Like if in this full height, it is 9.8 inches, but then if you're carrying it folded over and smushed down, that is definitely going to be more like a 7. And then the depth is 7.1 inches. The Birkin is 11.8 inches, and then 8.7 inches tall and 6.3 inches wide. So, you know, like I said, the toolbox is wider, but less length, and actually about the same height if it's smushed down. Put it back here. I will probably be getting an organizer on this, and we'll see if that does anything. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not against a smushy bag, especially, you know, a big smushy bag. This leather has aged beautifully. You know what? I'm gonna go grab something that's Swift, and we'll see the comparison on that. So I got my Swift Halzon, mini Halzon. This is in the color Rouge H. And as I had suspected, this is definitely Evercolor because Swift has little to no grain. But if you can see here, you know, the toolbox definitely has a grain and the Swift does not. or the Halzon in Swift does not. So I am fairly certain this is Evercolor, which is kind of cool because this will be my very first Evercolor leather. It does feel very durable and it is pebbled, but it doesn't feel as heavy as like something in Clemence, I think. So yeah, I can't wait to get my third-party strap. And you know, really I could start using this as a work bag. So yeah, I of course will probably be doing a full review on this soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about the toolbox, please leave them down below. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.